will be making Puerto Rican chuleta frita, my style, or Puerto Rican fried pork chops. You're gonna need some pork chops. I like to use center cut pork chops only because they have a little more meat on them. I like the way these cook. They come out a little soft and a little more tender, but everybody's different. If you like them, you use whatever kind of pork chops you like. You're gonna need some sazon goya con culantro y achote to give it some color. You're gonna need some oil, some naranja agria, that's sour orange, that's to wash. It's only to wash your pork chops. You need adobo. We're going to use a little bit of this, not a lot of it, because I know it has a lot of sodium. Some people are afraid to use a lot. There's a light blue one that doesn't have a lot of sodium in it. I use that one too. I have different kinds, but this seems to be my favorite. And you're going to need some garlic powder. So this is going to be the easier recipe of how to make your fried pork chops. This is something that's quicker, and you can let it sit just for a little while so it absorbs the taste, or you can leave it in the morning, you can leave it overnight. I'm going to take these pork chops out, and I'm gonna put them in a bowl, and we're gonna wash them up, and I'm gonna show you how I wash them. I'm washing the pork chops with some water first. I wash it as much as I can to see how clean the water can rinse out until I put a naranja agria. This is the sour orange. So what I'll do is, I'll let it sit like that for a little while. And we're going to just keep rinsing it until it starts to run clear again. And I don't want that sour, bitter taste from the naranja agria or from the sour orange. So I'm going to keep washing it. I just want to wash off any impurities or anything on it with it. So I'm going to keep rinsing it out. And then I'll come back when we're done. So first, we're gonna open up our garlic powder, and we're gonna start to sprinkle garlic powder all across one layer of the pork chops or la chuleta, okay? Because you want to have that garlic flavor. We're also gonna take the adobo and sprinkle it lightly. I want to massage it a little bit into it to make sure it gets in there. Now we're going to take one of these packets, and I'm going to lightly sprinkle. I'm not going to get crazy with it. I'm going to lightly sprinkle on both sides. I'm also going to put some oil on this side while I'm already on this side. You can use whatever kind of oil you use. You can use olive oil, and I'm gonna massage it. You can use olive oil, you can use corn oil. I normally use corn oil or olive oil. I'm gonna put some goya achote on this side too, the goya sazon. On this side also. I'm gonna put some more oil. And then I'm just gonna massage it. Make sure all the seasoning gets into everything. You wanna make sure it's on every part of the pork chop. Now what I normally do is, I'll take a baggie, like a Ziploc bag, and I'll put them in there. And sometimes what I do is, I might add a little bit of water. These are the kind of baggies I'm talking about. So I transfer the pork chops to these baggies, and I'll normally let it sit in the fridge for a while. Using a quarter cup. Let's see. And the quarter cup of water. I'm gonna shake it back up. And then what I'll normally do is, I'll let it sit in this. I'll let it sit at least half an hour. So your chuleta should look like this. It should be nice and orangey. The more time you leave it, the better it is. The more flavor it's gonna take. So right now, I'm gonna go put this in the fridge, and we're gonna let it sit. We're going to put I heated it up too hot. We're gonna put enough oil. I only use metal pans. That's a lower because I had it on too high. I only use metal pans for my pork chops. It's something about metal pans that make your pork chops come out perfect. All metal pans, not non-stick, none of that. Doesn't work for me. These make them soft. I'm going to lower the heat and use one of the bigger ones since I'm only doing one. Once you put it in, cover it as tight as you can and lower it. Try and use one that has a lid that like seals tight on low until you'll start to see, like you'll see it now. You see how it's that color, you know it's not ready, right? You'll start to hear it, that it has totally cooked and it has browned on that side. It makes that noise. Then you'll know it's time to flip it over and turn it over to the other side and let it cook. It's probably gonna take 15 minutes or so on the low heat, because you want it to cook low. Since it's a thicker cut pork chop, you want it to cook slowly and you want it to be nice and tender. You don't want it to cook fast and then it's just gonna like cook on the outside. It's gonna get dark on the outside, but yet it's still gonna be tough on the inside. This way, if you cook it low, slow, and tightly, it starts to throw off its own water and its own juice. Now, I have a bigger one, like I'll use a Farberware. It's like an old school one. It's all metal and it has a metal top. That one is the best to make pork chops. For some reason, they come out super soft. So when you're only making one, for some reason, they come out a little tougher. So I tend to cook it on an even lower temperature for a longer set of time. So I just wanted to show you for a second. See how it's throwing off its own water? So it's nowhere near. It's gonna keep cooking. Just let it keep cooking. You're gonna start to hear when it starts popping that it has totally cooked and it started or has already browned on one side. So we're just gonna keep it on low and we're gonna let it keep cooking. So you see how it already started to brown? So now is the time where you can probably flip it because it has browned. Be careful. Perfect. So I'll cover it again. For some reason on the other side you won't have to brown it as long. You won't have to cook as long, so you gotta keep an eye on it. This is after I've plated it. This is what the chuleta looks like. And this is what I made for dinner. I made arroz con andule. Actually, if you go into another video that I made, I'm showing you the rice with pigeon peas. So if you look for one of my other videos, you'll get the recipe for the arroz con andule. But this is what your pork chop should look like. I hope you liked my video. Please click like and subscribe to my channel.